2023 is around the corner, though, Monty, and New Year's resolutions are starting to pop up. The deal is, though, we want people to stay as realistic as they possibly can with some of these New Year's resolutions.
Right. That's why I keep mine realistic every year. I plan on eating more, exercising less, and gaining weight. So I know I can achieve that.
Well, you could still try.
Yeah.
And Greg McCoy is here to help us try. Greg's a fitness expert. Greg, thanks for joining us this morning. You own Hidden Gym in Dallas with your wife, Tana. And Greg, how do we keep it realistic in 2023?
Yeah, that's a great question. The statistics aren't very good for those of us setting New Year's resolutions. So a few tips we like to share with our clients is you want to take a long-term approach to this. Health and fitness is it's a lifestyle. But by the same token, we encourage clients to, at the same time, while we've got what we call a telescope goal, we're looking a year in the future. Where do you want to be a year from now? You got to break it up into smaller chunks because, let's be real, nobody's going to be 100% disciplined for a whole year. So you need a 12-week plan. You got to build up some momentum, get a little bit of weight off. There's nothing more motivating than seeing some results. One of the biggest issues people have is they feel like they're doing it for nothing. Maybe you guys can relate to that from your listeners, putting in the effort and not seeing the results.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. And that's why I think it's important that you point out it is a process, because there are a lot of people that just jump into that new lifestyle, as you put it, and immediately expect results. But you've really got to ease into this thing if you want it to work, and really to avoid burnout, too. There's got to be a burnout factor that we're trying to avoid, too, isn't there?
Of course, yeah. I think anyone's going to get burned out when you feel like your effort's being wasted. And so it's important to get some early wins in the books. And so having a plan that's aggressive enough to get some early momentum built up, but also having the expectation. And exercise is a part of it. A diet's a bigger part of it. But you have to realize there's going to be more than just weight loss or fat loss. That's most people's goal. But the benefits, you're going to feel them before you see them. And so you need to realize there's more than just the outcome that you should be looking for. I mean, your blood work will improve before the scale drops. Your energy will improve before the scale drops. So you need to have the right expectations. You're going to feel better when you start. You should feel better about yourself because you're accomplishing it. And then in time, the physical results, they lag a little bit, but they'll be, behind by 6 to 10 weeks.
So, Greg, right before you came on with this, I finished off a piece of leftover birthday cake. Does that mean I'm off to a bad start?
You might have maxed out your carbohydrate category for the day, so we might be low carb meals for the rest of you for today.
I probably maxed it out before I had the birthday cake, so that definitely didn't help. But one of the things we also talk about when we talk about weight loss is like you were talking about, reasonable expectations. I think a lot of people think the first time they go in the gym, they jump on a treadmill, they go lift a couple of weights, then they go step on the scale and they've lost 7 pounds. And how do you tell people to get over the the disappointment of if they don't see those results right out of the gate?
Expectations, right? If you're expecting a lot and you get a little, your results might have actually been incredible, but because your expectations were wrong, you're disappointed. So we don't like to have people losing more than 1 to 2 pounds a week. Any more than that, and the statistics say your chance of rebound are extremely high. So if you're going more aggressive than 1 to 2 pounds a week, likely it could come back to bite you. So that's what we like to tell people. If you're doing things right, you could expect a sustainable weight loss to be losing 1 to 2 pounds per week.
We're talking New Year's resolutions with Greg McCoy, a local fitness expert.
Greg, I think one of the things that's really important for people to understand that if you don't have the proper support system, then it makes it a lot more difficult to reach your fitness goals. Obviously, you've got a pretty good support system, especially considering I'm sure you get to work out with Tana, and I'm sure she motivates you and you motivate her. So, what do you do? What do you tell people that may not have that support system?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Most of fitness is behavioral. Most people know what to do. It's not that complicated. Eat less than you consume or than you will burn in a day and exercise more. But it's behavioral. And, you need to audit where am I going to fall off the wagon? And that's different for everybody. But a lot of people, it's their support system. So you need to have the household needs to be on board with you. If if you're, spending your 8 hours at work being diligent with your food and to come home and blow it out, you're not going to go anywhere. So you have to have you want the family behind you. That's where we see the most success with personal training. It's not, of course, having a professional design your fitness program is probably the fastest way to go from A to B. But really the magic with personal training is that you've invested a lot of money and there's someone waiting on you. It's a lot more than the knowledge you get from the trainer that makes that work. And that can be attending a class. That can be having workout partners. So you have to know yourself and where you might have trouble, and then try to design a program that addresses that issue. And if support system is your issue, you might be the key person that needs a personal trainer or needs to attend a class, or needs to get some friends together, or just an accountability partner, even if they're not in local to you, that's going to ask you, did you go to the gym today? Or how did you log your food today? Or whatever those accountability measures might be.
Yeah, realistic expectations are important for the trainee, obviously, but for the trainer, too. And so that leads me to this. I want to ask you, how often do you see people actually following through? I'm sure there's a surge in people hiring personal trainers at the start of the year. Do you see that? And how often is it that it only lasts a few months?
Of course, yeah. Our inbox is blowing up right now because we've got a good reputation for what we do. But the truth of the matter is, only a certain percentage are going to make it because the trainer can't do it for you. Unfortunately, you cannot purchase your results. You can pay us as much as you want, and we'll give it hell, but we can't promise it if you don't do your part. So, but a good trainer is going to help you with your expectations so that you don't fall victim to that. They should be setting up some kind of habit tracking for you. One free tip for you guys, the app Habit Share is a great daily checklist. We recommend having 3 to 5 daily habits for your fitness goal. So that might be pack my meals in advance, walk 10,000 steps, drink a gallon of water. You have these, get 8 hours of sleep. If you've got these 3 to 5 habits set up that your trainer's helping you with, and then you absolutely can do it.
And don't eat chocolate cake for breakfast.
Check.
Greg McCoy, fitness expert here in Dallas. We appreciate you joining us, Greg. Thanks.
All
right, Greg McCoy with us this morning talking about realistic New Year's resolutions. That's the bottom line, realistic. Yeah, and what I took from that is set your goals low. I'm going to shoot for like 2 pounds in 2023.
Aim low. You'll never be disappointed.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate Greg for doing that. 2023, believe it or not, just around the corner, and so's that chocolate cake. During the break, I may go over there, Monty, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.